pretend you're in a box and you realize this. You're like, holy cannoli. I'm in a box. Holy cannoli, that's gonna be a problem. We're coming out of survival mode. Have you noticed? As we jump out of survival mode, which is where we are, okay, we are jumping out of survival mode at this point. We're gonna start doing something that I really want you to not do, okay? And that you're gonna put yourself in a box. You're gonna put yourself in the box of, this is how this goes. This is the way it's always been done. It's what everybody else is doing. I can't really change anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. There can be others, and you might know what yours is. The other way I like to say it is how you take yourself out of the game, right? Because I would say the game's on, right? This is it. You don't get do-overs. This is your one life. What's gonna take you out? You take you out. I take me out, right? And sometimes in order to stay in the game, things have to change. And that's uncomfortable. And one of the ways you're gonna keep yourself in the game is you're not gonna put yourself in a box. Yeah? All right, let's go. Here's what I'd like you to ask yourself as you move out of, because we are literally moving out of survival mode, okay? So everything changed, oh my God, we did it. We did it. You showed yourself how much you could do it. But as we move out of survival, there's more for you to know about, okay? There's more for you to be aware of. And I'd like you to start right now by asking yourself, what are you learning from this situation today? Like, what are you learning in your business? I'm learning people don't want to be online as much. I don't want to be online as much. We've talked about that a great deal, but I'm not just talking about social media. I mean, in general, right? I'm finding I want to be outside more. I'm finding I want to be with my family more. And those of us in online businesses, right? There's a challenge there for us. So what are we learning from that? How can I look at this switch from survival back to quasi-normal, right? How can I look at this? What can I learn from this as I go? Instead of pulling yourself away and being afraid of it, like lean into it. What can you learn from this? So the next question is, what skills are you developing? I actually had the most interesting conversation with a really good friend of mine. She has been so busy in her business. You know, you guys might know a few people like that, right? They just keep working and keep working and keep working and keep working. And she kind of lifted her head up and went, wait a second. Exactly how much money am I making? Oh my God, like it had quintupled what she had been making and she didn't even notice because she was working so hard. Sarah, I don't have the skill of savoring this. I don't have the skill that helps me go, whoa, I just accomplished a boatload, right? And those of you in the sprints with me, you know what we're talking about, right? Like you take the time every Friday to go, oh my God, look at what just happened. That's a skill, you guys, that's a skill. So what skills are you developing? And then, because you know, I never leave personal development out ever. I can't, because I would be doing you such a disservice if I was like, here are the emails to write. Here's how you do this. Here's how to market. I always sprinkle that in for sure. But who gives a rat's fur if you can't meet it? So what qualities do I want to bring to this? Who do I want to be in the face of this? And that is a skill as well. What personal qualities are you bringing to the massive change that's going on right now? That's the way life looks. Can you develop that skill to be malleable in the face of that and laugh in it? Or does it throw you off and you get really upset? And if that happens, I'm going to challenge you to work on that, because that might be one of the ways you take yourself out. There was too much. Are you really that small? We've talked about that before. You guys remember that when I have like clients who are like, I didn't have coffee. And I'm like, are you serious? You are no bigger than a cup of coffee? We need to talk about that. Your whole business will fall apart if you don't drink coffee? Holy cannoli, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, so you're developing the skill to bridge that, to move from survival to thriving. Let's pretend you're in a box and you realize this, you're like, holy cannoli, I'm in a box. And you're looking at the wall around you, right? So you're stuck here. And you're looking at the wall of the box that stands in between you and the thing you said you wanted. Whatever that is. You're in the box. You took yourself out of the game and now you're staring at the box you've put yourself in. What does the box look like? But can you define that for me? What does that look like? Does that look like, oh, my kids need me? Does that look like, oh, I'll never make it, why try? Does it look like my favorite, success tax, critique? And nobody gets away without paying it. Nobody, right? When you hit a certain level of success, people are going to critique you. Is that your wall? It can be mine. I'll be honest. That's my wall. It's one of my walls. I'm like, I'm just out here helping people. I don't want to get critiqued. I just want to help people, right? It's like, oh, well, if I stay small enough, then that won't happen. That's a box. Is that yours? Like if you could really like imagine, you put yourself in a box. What's it made of? How thick is it? So one thing I want to leave you guys with right now today, as we're going through all this change, I want you to imagine that you're in your box, and I want you to start building windows, and I want you to start building doors, and I want you to start MacGyvering the crap out of this thing as you own your space, as you own your voice, as you move from survival to thriving, which we're all doing together throughout this year. You've got to find your own windows and doors. You've got to create your own path. And the second you realize you've put yourself in a box, figure out how you got in there and start to MacGyver your way out, because the game really is on. And you don't get another week like this. You don't get another day like this. You just don't. It's done when it's done. So use it. Use it. Do not go put yourself in a box. Deal? All right, I hope this has been super helpful for anybody who's putting obstacles in their way to help you get them out of your way so that you can go kick some assets.